Hello and welcome to today's No FOMO Charts live stream. Today is Sunday, November 27, 2022. It's just about 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to the live stream where we look at stock charts and crypto TA charts as well as a few requests. Today will be a slightly shorter stream. Before we begin, just want to say thank you to everyone for following, watching, supporting, and donating. Really appreciate it to keep the stream going and the ideas flowing. So let's go ahead. Before we begin, just want to point out here that TradingView is having a special Cyber Monday sale up to 60% off plus an additional free month for TradingView chart subscriptions. Beautiful sale. It ends in 2 days from now. I have the premium account, but there's plenty of different types of accounts for everyone interested. Let me go ahead and show this here cleaner on the screen. So you get 40% off on the Pro account, 50% off on the Pro Plus account, 60% off on the premium account, plus an additional 1 month free. So it's very good to buy this Cyber Monday sale. Also, there was also the Black Friday sale, but this Cyber Monday sale ends in 2 days from now. And so what are the differences? Well, besides having a free account, there are slight differences. So the first column is the Pro, second column Pro Plus, third column is the Premium. There are differences here. So Pro versus Plus versus Premium, you get 5 indicators versus 10 indicators versus 25, 2 charts in one window, 4 charts, 8 charts. For me, I use a lot of alerts personally. So you get 20, 100, 400, volume profile, watch list, multiple monitor support in the desktop app, alerts that don't expire on the premium account, chart-based indicators on indicators, right? So there's a lot of features here for somebody who wants to upgrade. So if you ever wanted to consider upgrading from a free account, there's a Pro Plus, and Premium on sale, Cyber Monday sale right now for 2 days, 60% off. It has been a record Black Friday this weekend with retail sales going over $9 billion according to the news. And pretty substantial sales. Online though, not really seeing shoppers in the stores, the news article was saying. All right, so this week, let's start the stream now. So this week we have quite a bit of economic data that's coming out. And for instance, in the USA, we have consumer confidence, non-farm employment change, GDP quarterly, job openings, pending home sales, multiple Federal Reserve speeches this week. The Fed Chairman Jerome Powell speaking on November 30th. We had the PCE inflation price index numbers on December 1st, manufacturing PMI, average hourly earnings, non-employment change, unemployment rate, etc. Employment report on Friday as well. So it's kind of a big deal for stock economic data this week. The earnings, we have a couple tech and retail earnings, CrowdStrike, Hewlett Packard, Intuit, Five Below, Petco, Salesforce, Big Lots, Dollar General, Kroger, Li Auto, Marvell, and Ulta Beauty, just to name a few. Also, the FTX crypto exchange hearings begin in Congress this week, as well as bankruptcy proceedings for the bankrupt crypto exchange. In Europe, the UK's Bank of England will begin to sell off $22 billion in bonds starting this Tuesday from the former Prime Minister fiscal policy. Black Friday in USA sees a record online sales high of $9 billion this weekend. And we are having some civil unrest in China due to the COVID-0 policy, which is affecting major technology companies like Apple. So all of that combined is going to make for an interesting week. People are coming back from the Thanksgiving holiday here this weekend in the USA. All that being said, take it one day at a time here, and we'll look at the SPY S&P 500. So S&P 500, we've rallied off of our October 12th lows, and we're nearing a resistance point near this $400 range. So the $400, so the 430 resistance, the 460, the 480 as well. But the fact that we're getting close to this resistance line right before or 2 weeks before the next FOMC interest rate meeting. So some people online, if you look at the news, some people, the big economic analyst firms are saying that we might get a 50-point basis rate hike, or if the PCE inflation data and jobs data is not good enough in the next couple of weeks, we might get a 75-point increase. So 50 to 75 points, right? Right before this resistance line. That's why it's different. If we had the FOMC meeting down here on the October, it's a different story, but we're going into the FOMC meeting. So this next 30 days is going to be different. Let's keep in mind here, we're still in the uptrend on the shorter term EMAs, but we are starting to lose a little bit of that momentum. Right, where am I saying? Here on the charts, or you can see a little bit on the yellow line there, and this blue. Right, so we are in the uptrend right now on daily price, but we're starting to lose a little bit of momentum here on this daily. What it reminds me of is August. It really reminds me of August because the chart sort of looks the same. We didn't get into that overbought region here, down here in August, but it's getting close. So I would be caution. So to me, only three scenarios are going to happen. It's either we're going to continue up in the uptrend, or we're going to go sideways, or we're going to pull back a little bit because of the Fed probably going to say something like they're going to continue with aggressive rate hikes for X amount of months or something like that. So just want to watch out for that coming up in the next 14 to 30 days. So we did bounce off. I'm on a weekly chart now. We did bounce off of our nice low here on the 200 EMA. No shooting star in sight yet. This is why I'm not calling this the top. It's not the top yet. Not the top yet. Okay, if we have one more week or 2 more weeks and we get a shooting star, then it's the top. But for now, we're okay. The 4 hours in the uptrend, as well as the 1 hour. Although there's a little bit of devil top right now at 403, just want to watch out for that. Okay, let's move on here to Dow Jones. Dow Jones, a slightly different story. On the daily, notable, we have an EMA 5200 golden cross, up cross here on Thanksgiving. However, it did penetrate through the breakout zone here on 340 price here in the line. So now that's our support. Our 340 is our support now. We do have additional resistances above at 350, 352, and 363. These are marked on the charts going horizontally. But the fact we had a huge bounce, very large bounce off of 287, broke through past 300, and we've been nonstop because of earnings. For example, McDonald's. But if we look at the daily, it's starting to lose momentum. We're getting into this overbought range. Want to watch out for that. In the weekly, again, there's no shooting star. There was a doji a hanging hammer candle last week, but still broke through for the this past week. So there's no shooting star. This could be good. This could be good. If we get through all the rate hike shock, this could be good. So we're still in the 4-hour uptrend. We're still in the 1 hour uptrend. A little bit of bearish momentum forming, but still the EMAs are up. I'm talking about this down here. EMAs are up. So it's literally, we already hit this measured move, 4%. We went triple the target so far. So where could our next targets be? 347, 350, 355, looking at that. So Dow Jones is kind of a anomaly in itself, but we have not had a golden up cross. This is why it's very important to look at the charts. We have not had a golden cross since July 2020. So I'll repeat that again. We have not had a golden EMA up cross since 2020. So either this is the real golden up cross, or if it's a fake golden up cross, okay, well, we're going to pull back all the way back down to possibly 328 or even retest at 320. But if it's the real golden up cross, let's say we retest and go up, then we might actually be out potentially of this large pullback area. So it remains to be seen. It's based upon corporate and government policy, especially FOMC policy. But that's very noticeable on the charts. Okay, let's move on. Last one here for the ETFs. QQQ, NASDAQ. So QQQ obviously still in the daily downtrend. Okay, daily downtrend here. Now it's in its higher low uptrend for the short term, the past 30 days or so. So we could bounce up to $300. That's totally fine. The short-term EMAs are up crossed as well. The weekly was below the 200 EMA, and now we have a potential evening star pattern, maybe, right? If we don't break above this $300 range, this second blue line, okay, this blue line here, if we don't break above that, then we're in trouble, right? So NASDAQ, the tech stocks, especially what's been happening with Elon Musk, Twitter, Tesla, Apple, right? There's going to be some problems with tech, probably with the news. Retail is a different story, but we'll see. We need to break above this. The 4-hour, there's no daily golden cross yet. It has a long ways to go for that to happen. Dow Jones went on a runner, right? The price rallied way far to the upside. So it is kind of strange. In that price action, it's not correlated with all three markets, but the 4-hour is in this uptrend. Hopefully we'll get a little bit for the bulls, a little bit more reaction to the upside. 1 hour is also up crossed, but there's actually a little bit of this triangle formation on this 1 hour if we can draw just these 2 points. So just want to watch out for this. If this does not break bull, if this breaks bear, we could pull back all the way to 270. So support at 280 and 270. I want to watch out for that. Resistance at 289 and resistance, I'll call it at 300 up here. There's also a longer term trend line that it's riding. So you just want to watch out for that in this week's trading. That could hit the support level down here at 280 if we happen to break bullish on any good news or circumstances. 290 to 300. We have a question. What about crypto market? Things are dumping. Do I think stocks will do the same? Well, that is a good question. So the thing is why did the crypto market crash? Well, it's because FTX crypto exchange basically went bankrupt. But if you see here, the total, I'm on a different chart now. Total crypto market cap has been downtrending for over 1 year now. Okay, so the simple reason why is crypto market going down is because we've been already downtrending. We've been already going down for 1 year. And there's not much positive developments happening in the crypto market space right now. FTX going bankrupt affected millions and billions of dollars, millions of people and billions of dollars. So, there's no real positive catalyst for crypto right now. Stock market is a different story. Why did Dow Jones go up this high? Because of stock market earnings, which we've been talking about for a month now, right? Also the technical setup. But we have earnings since the end of October, and so we're ending earnings basically this week for the major companies, right? So this is why stocks went up and crypto went down, for example. So it's not a one-to-one correlation. Just because stocks go up doesn't mean crypto has to go up. Basically, the crypto market has to get over and past the FTX crypto exchange. Everyone needs kind of a reset, and then we might have a chance at bullish moves maybe in 2023 or 2024. I do want to point out to people in May 2024, which is basically 1.5 years from now, we have the Bitcoin halving. May 1st, 2024. So that could be a date. That could be an interesting date. There's a Litecoin happening, I think, in August 2023. So that's just something to look forward to. And we'll get to the crypto section in a few minutes here, in about 10 minutes, 5 minutes. So we'll just quickly look at US oil. Answer the question right there. Thank you for the question. So US oil is kind of fading back down right now. And you can see it's struggling right now. I mean, that pandemic low of October, way back here, excuse me, April 2020 was glorious for trading. But now we're way high up here. We're way high up here on US oil fund. We filled all the gaps on this left side, and now we're testing resistance. We did have this head and shoulders pattern. There's still a support level. I would call it somewhere around 60s. It was $69, maybe down to $65 now. But we can see that it's struggling. US oil ETF almost had this little upside down initial this breakout, but failed because of fundamental problems. So let me go ahead and draw this trend line here. That makes sense, right? In terms of we got rejected down from this trend line, try to break out, retest it, try to break out, and fell back down. So this trend line actually makes sense. The bottom one is not as clean, but that also makes sense now. So for US oil, I mean, the glory days of the rally might be tempered right now. There is a support down here. Let's see. There is support. We just tested that support line and rejected down from it 71. Now it's a resistance line right here at $76. Okay, so now oil is stuck between 65 and $75 basically. So I want to watch out for that. It's starting to, it's the only good thing is on the weekly it's above the 200 EMA, but the fact that it's starting to downtrend significantly on this daily chart, on the daily, this is a weekly chart, but on the daily candles, right? This support, if this was going to be another leg up, we should have held 71 and shot up straight to 97. So it's not happening for now. So I just caution people on oil just to watch out. The support level, $63, a little bit lower as well. If we lose 60s, there's 58 down here. Resistance, there's a lot of resistances, but $70 and then a 75 in terms of what's going on. So not the prettiest chart. It's kind of an ugly chart, USO. UNG. Okay, so if you've been following my stream for several weeks now, called this potential support low here at this $18 range. And if anybody actually educationally took this trade, would be up 28% on in about a month, which is good for swing trading. Okay, so I'm going to erase this now. That was just the educational setup and example. We erase everything, and still we have a nice rally pop up. It's not quite in the overbought region yet, except for 4-hour charts. Okay, so this head and shoulders from last time, that's completed now. Then went to the downside of about negative 30%. We hit that low perfectly here quite accurately. So technical analysis works. Now we're stuck between, I would say, these two ranges. We could draw a parallel channel to the side. We just hit that middle half heart line right here, the $25 red dotted line, and then rejected back down from that. So somebody's trading with TA on UNG. So it was a down cross. We're trying to pierce up that. It could be tracking because of the G20 meetings last week. I believe it was last week. As well as this rising wedge pattern. So just want to watch out for that. What I keep saying, watching out, because if someone tries to long this, it might get stopped out eventually if the market pulls back. If this pulls back, because price has rejected down. The only good thing is the 1 hour's in the up cross here, not quite oversold down here on the RSI. So support at $20, support at 19, resistance at 20, 24, and 26. I'll just leave it at that. But the fact is, it's attempting a daily bounce. It's essentially consolidating, almost like Amazon. Sort of reminds me of Amazon chart a little bit. So just want to watch out for that. Okay, let's move on to crypto. And if you have any requests, just let me know in the chart. We're going to do a little shorter stream because some people are still on holiday right now in the US, coming back from holiday weekend break. Okay, so we're in crypto, TOTL, total market cap. Now, like I was saying earlier, we are still in the downtrend. We have to realize that since the pandemic started, right? This is all I'm going to call this all pandemic rally. We double topped here at $2.835 trillion in crypto market, and we've been downtrending since exactly 1 year ago. Exactly 1 year ago. So we are still 100% downtrending on a daily chart. There is no question in my eyes, in my mind, about this. The only question now is how far down are we going to go? How far down are we going to go in this pullback, and how long is the downtrend going to last for? Okay. So the TOTL, we have 750 billion. The next major leg down would be about 600 billion to about 480. So somewhere in the 500 billion range could be our next downside target, as well as 446. So more accurately, somewhere like 540 or 446 billion dollar crypto market cap, right? If we keep losing the lows, it could keep pulling back down to the downside. We are still downtrending. This mega head and shoulders from 1 year ago, in terms of this, which I was telling on people on stream many times, could be an 80% drop. Have we gone down 80%? No, we haven't. So the big bearish target would be down here at $288 billion down here. These two targets. There is immediate support right here at 722 billion. We're just right above that right now. So look at the weekly, for example. Still in the weekly downtrend, seeking out the lower lows. There is slight potential for a support right above 750, but people need to come in and buy. But with the FTX crypto exchange affecting markets so strongly, it's going to take some time. We do have this temporary support more accurately above $738 billion. So these are the two spots that I would box in. There was an old triangle here. So I could look at this two ways. I could see it as a triangle or as a wedge, or I can draw a little parallel box. But either way, the resistance right now is 800 billion, basically. We pulled back because maybe on Asia sentiment, because of what's happening also with the China, the China riots, I'm going to call it, about the zero COVID policy and how that's affecting companies like Apple, etc. So if this measured move fails, there'd be 8% to the downside, which would be about 675 billion to the downside, right? The upside target, if this actually breaks out, would be 870. Somebody could call this some kind of flag, but at the same time, it's testing that support level there. All right, let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin USD. So it's kind of similar. We're on a daily chart on Bitcoin. Bitcoin 100% downtrending in the long term in the day chart. 100% downtrend. So if I box this in, there's a large trend line here and another trend line. This is interesting. It goes all the way back 1.5 years ago trend line. This bottom trend line is very strong. This is what probably where the bears are just using that right now. So we're still in this downtrend. Again, so I get this question all the time. Let me turn this off. I get this question all the time. Well, when's the bear market going to end? Or when is crypto going back up to the moon? If we're honest with ourselves, let me bring up a slightly different chart. If we're honest with ourselves, like I said, we look to the past to figure out potential scenarios. The Bitcoin high of 2017 to the low of December 2018, that took 1 year to crash down. How many percent? Negative 80% of Bitcoin. Okay, the 2019 high to pandemic low, how long did that take? About 15 months, so almost 1.5 years. And we went from how high to how low? Approximately negative 66%, negative 70%. Okay, next question is, we hit the crypto high of November 2021 till present, which is basically 13 months. How low do we go? Negative 75%. So we're getting close to the range, right? If it's negative 70 to negative 80% down on Bitcoin, I would say we might be pretty close. The only thing that hasn't happened yet that I would say is we haven't had global capitulation in terms of everybody just panic selling, getting stopped out. That last super capitulation sell off has not happened yet. So that's why we actually might be in for a little bit more pain on the crypto market of selling before the market bottoms out. Okay. One more example. The early days of crypto, 2014 to 2016, that was almost 2 years in the early days. And it went down basically negative 80%. Okay. So we're very close. We're close, maybe 5 or 10% more down, maybe up to 20% down. Let's see, where would that target be? 10% down would take us to like 14,400. If it's really bad, 12,000 or 10,000. Okay. So what also will change this analysis is if any government policy change happens. Okay, meaning legalization or the banning of crypto trading or mining, etc., in various countries can change everything on the charts. So hopefully that makes sense. But the big next target down is literally 11,500 on this chart because we lost 18,000. If we could hold 18,000, like my idea was saying, we would have been in decent shape, but it was a descending triangle. So this descending triangle of negative 25%, once we lose the 18,500, 25% down here, takes us down to 15,000, which is definitely possible. It's only $1,000 more down. It's 6% down. That's definitely possible as a leg down. Okay, there's no real support that has been marked on the charts. If we look here on the price, there's no support. It's just falling knife action, okay? Support meaning, are we going to reverse the trend? So until Bitcoin turns around, I'm just not even interested as an investor. I'm not talking about swing trading or day trading. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about long-term investing, almost like a HODL or almost like a 1-year minimum hold. Although I do like the price of Bitcoin, I'm not saying I don't like the price of Bitcoin. I like it cheaper, but we might have a little bit more ways to go down. Just a little bit more, hopefully. So the only good thing is for trading, there might be some occasional oversold conditions. For example, in the 1 hour, it's getting close to that oversold condition down here. I'm going to turn the emails off. And we just want to see some support, though. I'm talking about little bits of support where we might have some oversold reversals. We're getting into this range now, but it could sell off a little bit more before, right? This is a falling knife. When it goes straight down, I'm not trying to grab that. So if anyone's trying to swing trade Bitcoin right now, you want to see at least a little bit of an intraday reversal or a little flag or just something going sideways so you can actually know that it stopped dropping. This is more of a day trading play. Like if somebody's trying to play a 1 minute, 2 minute, right? If somebody's trying to do 1 minute, 2 minute, there is that low oversold for a scalper right now. If you're trying to scalp in the Asia session right now. Yes, this is a good point too. Someone on TradingView is also saying that they're using volume profile. So if you have, I believe you need at least a pro account on TradingView to use the volume profile, but I use it as well. I just don't leave it on all the time. But I like the volume profile as well. Use a visible. Sometimes this helps visible, but we're looking at, let's just go all the way to, let's go pandemic. So pandemic high, and this is I'm not sure if you can do this on a free account, but you can do it from a pro account, pro plus and premium. But you could also see some hidden support levels here. But if we're honest, in the pandemic low to pandemic high, there's not much support until this $12,000 range. This is why it double confirms the Fibonacci support level as well for this too. There's an empty gap right here. If we zoom out even more, let's say we go to 2019, there's really not much support until 12,000. If we bring in the 2017, hopefully that refreshes, right? A lot of people got in at like 6,000 average in the past 4 years. So that's why we were in kind of no man's land up here. This is why I sold all my cryptos at 65. I'm out, right? So just understanding and being in crypto for a really long time is understanding you get these huge legs down. So once it bottoms out, I'll come back later. But, you know, because I'm a long-term investor in crypto, is different story, different mindset. If you're a day trader or swing trader, there's plenty of opportunities abound, just trying to buy low, sell high generally. All right, let's go to Ethereum USD. Ethereum USD. Try to go faster here. I might go 10 more minutes because I had a longer introduction. Let's go 10 more minutes and we'll sign off. So Ethereum still in the downtrend, confirmed by this down cross here. Let's zoom in a little bit more. I had some attempted rallies here on Ethereum, but getting rejected by our EMAs. So we do have this triangle, very large one. Very large, almost symmetrical, almost descending triangle, but it's more of a sim triangle, symmetrical. So the measured move here should be 89% to approximately 50%. So maybe 70% average. So the first half of that is 679. The second way on the way down, 310, which would be really interesting Ethereum price. If it goes down to $310, I might want to pick some of that up. But if it breaks out from here, the 70% target is the 618 Fibonacci, so it'd be about $1,931 as well. The immediate support is basically $1,900. Immediate resistance 1638 and 1800. So just want to kind of watch out for that. We boxed it in now, but it's still in a longer term downtrend, confirmed by EMAs. So hopefully we need some, bullish sentiment. But as I was saying last time on for Ethereum, I could definitely see this actually pulling down one more time to the low, maybe mid 700s. And then you could get a reversal like that because it needs to be extremely oversold. The market's not really extremely oversold. It was in June. So now June lows here on this left side is our support level. On the weekly, someone could say if we hold above 1,000, we could get a higher low. That would be nice. We try to get that attempt for the higher low. But at the same time, the market really needs to cool off. We had 2 years, almost 2 years, of just phenomenal rally. This was hold 'em, and now it's about fold 'em. If you know that quote, right? Fold it right when we start to lose that mid 2000, sell here, and just get out of there and then wait. So if we can hold above the 900s, Ethereum's going to be in okay shape for the future to set up a next bull cycle rally. Okay, Binance Coin. So Binance Coin, obviously, because of what happened a little bit with FTX, it's has some wild swings up and down as well. But Binance trying to, especially if you've been reading the news about Binance and CoinMarketCap.com, they tried to have the basically the reserve funds, which was interesting in terms of which crypto exchanges have reserve funds and what's the allocation breakdown of crypto of their holdings. That's very interesting to see. So hopefully more exchanges can offer transparency in what they're doing and the funds that they're holding. So it'll make it just a little bit safer. It's taking steps in the right direction. So I can see why this thing, Binance Coin bottomed out at 255. We have a nice bounce up. We had that temporary support here at 255. This is more of a consolidation. It wasn't a downtrend, but more of a consolidation. And not the prettiest chart, but it was in a hard downtrend, and then we tried to rally, which we did, and then it's just going sideways for now. So I'm going to call this consolidation. between 255 and 355, basically. Weekly, let's see what we got here. On the weekly chart, this could be interpreted two ways. It could be good that if we get this higher low and hold above the 250 range, we could eventually try to retest the $400 range. Once all this FTX and all this, crypto exchange, bad bearish news gets behind us, everybody needs to forget about it. The government, corporations, they need to deal with it 100% legally, and everybody needs to move on from this. Then we'll have a chance at a rally, psychologically. So daily, the upcross is not there yet. The 4 hour, we try to have the 4 hour upcross, but bears attacking pretty hard right here on this 4 hour. Oversold in the day trading time frames, like a 5-minute 15. Very interesting setup. Possible little bounce here. If there's any day traders watching, I mean, there's a little bit of a recovery underway here. A 1% stop loss, maybe a 2% target here at 295. That just happened about 20 minutes ago on this particular stream. But watch out if it doesn't happen to bounce up all the way. Might want to take a profit at a little closer at like 1.5 and just exit the trade. So it's a day trading example. But again, sentiment is the name of the game right now. All right, we'll do, let's do one more. Let's do one more or two more, and then we'll sign off. Somebody asked for a link. Chain link in one of the old school altcoins. So it's very similar analysis and idea to Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is very similar to Ethereum. I'm using the Binance USDT chart, Fibonacci all the way. It's really holding above the 0.88 retrace right now. And where's that? It's approximately above 625. So it's just consolidating, meaning the market doesn't really know, okay, is inflation going to stop next year? Are we going to have a small recession next year? Are there going to be more crypto exchanges going bankrupt? Is there more cryptos that are going to crash down negative 95%? Nobody really knows right now. It's the end of the year as well, going into that winter time. Okay, I usually only do like 1 or 2 requests per person. So I appreciate the requests, but I usually keep it to like 1 or 2 requests maximum per person. So here's the link request. And again, we're going sideways here, right here, about 60%. And again, if you follow me, you could request next time, or next stream. So 55% we have here. If this breaks at 55%, we do 15, or we go 50 to the downside to about $3. Okay, so this is still in the downtrend, and you can see here in this broadening wedge going to the downside. Still in the downtrend. So watch out for that measured move. And the weekly, if it can hold that higher low, it's good, but there's a significant level of support down here about the $5 range. That's what I'm gonna call it. $5 down to like $2. So I want to watch out for that. 1 hour pulling back, so it looks very correlated. Again, this correlated with the Asia market right now. I'm looking at my my news feed on a different screen right now, and Asia stocks are falling, okay, because of the COVID unrest, and that's probably exactly why in the Asia session we're falling. That's probably one of the primary reasons right now down here. Okay, so let's move on. We'll do a couple more Forex, because I know we had some Forex traders from last time, and then we'll end the stream today. So the US dollar index, DXY, right here, holding about that 3-2 retrace. I'm looking at a logarithmic scale right now, and the extended line is broken to the downside. Okay, this broken to the downside. Now what's going to happen? Well, okay, if it's in a downtrend, we might get a little bit of a bounce. Possible. Why? We have support right above 105. Support right above 105. And if you remember the beginning of the stream, Dow Jones, S&P 500, NASDAQ could have, there is a potential for that pullback. So this 108 here to 105 is kind of our range that we're playing in between. And short-term EMA down cross, so the obvious target is 108. We're testing that at 200. So if it's going to bounce, it could bounce off of this low that we're looking at right here. It could go straight to 107, 108. So just watch out for that. Talking to myself here as well. If I'm going to do some stock trading this week, just want to watch out for the DXY and for the Forex traders as well. Hopefully that's a nice double bottom play. There was a little bit of this hammer weekly candle. That's why it's suspicious. It would be interesting in a longer term if we happen to bounce up to the upside. Okay, let's do Euro. Euro USD. Interesting. All right, right off the chart, as soon as I open it, double top potential resistance here, right below 104. Okay, right below 104. If the measured move is to be true, 2% from the low of this breakdown would take Euro USD back down to $1, 1.00. So want to watch out for that. Okay, the 200 EMA, we have 103 support, 102.296, 101.3 as well. I'm putting a lot of supports just in case this thing happens to crash, because the UK Bank of England, according to news sources online, is going to begin selling $22.5 billion in bonds from the previous prime minister's fiscal policy change. So that could be why this thing looks like it's about to double top. So just be aware of that. Might happen in the euro starting overnight. Just want to watch out for that. So testing that 1 hour 200 EMA, it's above the 50, but the fact that it double top kind of reminds me of natural gas chart a little bit. So if this thing fizzles out, loses steam, I mean, you could pull back down, maybe find support at 102, get oversold, and then have another bounce attempt. Or it could be considered, well, wait, isn't this an ascending triangle? So there is that as well. Okay, so we just looked at the bearish scenario first. If there's a bullish scenario that somebody's trying to find it, maybe there's a big maybe, because it's already up so much. But we need to hold these supports in this bottom line of this triangle here in this star. Just circle it for next time. We just need to hold this level. So if it breaks above, if Euro USD breaks above 105, that's going to be very significant. But if it breaks below 103, that's also very significant. Okay, let's do one more and then we'll end. USD JPY, why am I doing this one? Because it was in a massive uptrend for 1.5 years and tracking that DXY a little bit close to the US dollar. So if we find support above 138, that'd be good. It could rally back up to 142, but then in terms of the support level, there is a way open blank spot down here above 134, so I want to watch out for that. Okay, thank you so much everybody for watching today. I know a lot of people in the US are coming back from Thanksgiving break, so we have kind of a busy week ahead of us in the stock market with economic data, corporate earnings, FOMC speeches, and global news as well in the stock market and crypto markets. So thank you so much for watching. I am streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, and we have a Discord group as well. I appreciate all the follows, the chats, the requests, the donations. It's always appreciated to keep the stream going and the ideas flowing for the future. Also, just last reminder is that TradingView Cyber Monday sale. It's Cyber Monday sale. There's about 2 days left, okay? And you get 40 to 60% off if you buy a TradingView subscription in the next 2 days. So I already signed up. I extended my subscription. But if you're on a free account and you're ever considering trying one of these other accounts, now's the time to buy the TradingView account, to be honest, because these discounts are very significant. All right, again, hope you have a nice day today, and I'll see you next week, probably Sunday night, and happy trading. Bye-bye.